Marty is excited. She's been asked to present her research to a group of people at a conference. It's her first time and she's nervous. Marty thinks that she should incorporate a visual aid into her presentation. She's heard that visual aids can keep the audience engaged and help them remember the presentation better. One common visual aid is slideware, or software that allows a person to create a series of slides with information and images on them. The software PowerPoint is the most famous brand of slideware, though there are others. Marty has created slides to go with her presentation at the conference, but she's a little nervous. What if something goes wrong? How can she be sure that her presentation will be as good as it can be? Let's look at some things that Marty should do before and during her speech to help make sure that her slides enhance her presentation and do not detract from it. Marty has her PowerPoint presentation ready for her speech. She's made slides with the most important points on them and lots of visual aids to help make her presentation the best it can be. But there are still a few things that she needs to do before the presentation. First, Marty needs to check the slides to make sure that they include the correct information and that they are free from all grammatical and spelling mistakes. While she's checking the slides, she should also make sure that all images work well and that everything looks as smooth as possible. Marty should also make sure to practice with PowerPoint. Many people practice their speeches aloud, but forget to practice speaking and using the slideware at the same time. Marty should run through her presentation several times with the PowerPoint slides so she knows when to change from one slide to another. On the day of her presentation, Marty will also want to arrive early to check the room and equipment. She'll want to make sure that the computer and projector are working, that she can pull up her PowerPoint on the computer, and that all seats in the room have a good view of the slides. What if something goes wrong? Well, that leads us to another thing that Marty should do ahead of time. Develop a backup plan. Marty should have a plan for what to do if the technology doesn't work or something happens with her slides. For example, she could print the slides out and use them as handouts for people to follow along if she can't project them. So far, Marty is feeling pretty good about her presentation. She's checked her slides, practiced her speech with her PowerPoint, checked the room and equipment, and developed a backup plan in case they don't work. Still, there are some things that Marty should keep in mind during her presentation. For one thing, she'll want to display slides only while discussing them. For example, if Marty has a slide about the love life of African slugs, she'll want to only have that slide displayed while she's talking about the love life of African slugs. When she moves on to the mating rituals of Asian tortoises, she'll want to change to a new slide on that topic. Finally, Marty should know important slideshow commands or things that she can do with a press of a button. For example, when she's ready to start her slideshow, Marty can press F5 to start slideshow from the first slide. If Marty is part of the way through her slideshow and she has to leave the slideshow, she can press the Escape button. In other words, if she wants to escape the slideshow, she can press the Escape button. Then, when she wants to start the slideshow from the current slide, like the one on African slugs, she can press Control plus F5. It's like if she wants to control which slide to start from, she should press Control and F5, the button that starts the slideshow. As she's presenting, Marty will want to move from slide to slide. She can move forward one slide by pressing the down arrow, right arrow, Enter, or spacebar keys. Meanwhile, she can move backwards one slide by pressing the up arrow, left arrow, or backspace keys. Slideware is software that allows a user to create slides of information and images to enhance his or her presentation, such as PowerPoint. When giving a speech with slideware, a presenter should be sure to check the slides, practice with the slides, check the room and equipment, and prepare a backup plan in case the technology does not work on the day of the presentation. During the speech, the presenter should display slides only when talking about them and learn important slideshow commands. For PowerPoint, F5 starts the slideshow from the first slide, Control plus F5 starts the slideshow from the current slide, and Escape exits the slideshow. To move forward one slide, commands include the down arrow, right arrow, Enter, and spacebar keys. To move backwards one slide, commands include the up arrow, left arrow, and backspace keys.